Imagine this. Over 2,500 years ago, ancient minds unlocked three powerful secrets to captivate any audience. These timeless levers of persuasion still hold the key to keeping listeners spellbound. Intrigued? Let's dive in. Hey, my name is Richard Mulholland. I've been a professional speaker and coach for a quarter of a century now. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the secret tools of my profession that have been used for over 2 millennia.
What secret? Tell me the secret.
These secrets used to be the mainstream, but about 150 years ago, they were removed from the syllabus of all but the most elite learning institutions. I and others like me believe that it is time that we democratize these tools yet again and make them available for everyone.
Hey, that's a fantastic idea.
So, where do we begin? Well, the best way to begin is with this guy here, Aristotle, a man very close to my heart. Now, Aristotle is the founder of Western rhetoric as we know it today.
Be persuasive. Be persuasive.
Aristotle's interest in rhetoric was driven by the importance of the persuasive speech in the public life of ancient Greece, where oratory played a central role in politics, law, and civic discourse. Athenian citizens frequently participated in political debates, law courts, and public assemblies, making the ability to persuade others a highly valuable skill.
He was cool.
In response to growing demand for effective communication, Aristotle sought to understand and teach the principles of persuasion. He wrote his seminal work, Rhetoric, as a practical guide to the art of persuasion, where he systematically analyzed and broke down the elements of effective communication. It was through his rigorous examination that Aristotle identified these secret levers that needed to be pulled in order to persuade people. These three levers were logos, which was reasoning, pathos, which was emotion, and ethos, which is credibility, and they were the essential modes of persuasion. Now, where better to learn about these three than in the gardens that Aristotle himself did some of his finest work. Those gardens were the Agora of Athens. First off, there's logos. Logos was an appeal to reason. People often call this logic. We refer to it as your head, the head part of your argument. It was important that when you're appealing to somebody, that you made sure that you gave them information. You appealed to them reasonably with information they could reasonably take into themselves. So that's number one, logos, head. Logos. The average corporate presentation is all logos and no ethos or pathos. This leads us to just an overload of information, which is terrible. Pathos is your heart, the heart of an argument, an appeal to all emotion. If you want to get an emotional connection to somebody, you have to make sure that you make an appeal to them that connects with them on a deep level. So at Missing Link, when we teach people to write a speech, we start and end with the heart. Right? If you want to know more about these, then absolutely check out my masterclass on speech structure. And then finally, we have ethos, an appeal to authority. This is how much do I trust that person? We refer to this as gut. Most credentials presentations start here, and it's a terrible idea. It's most about me part of the presentation. Just bear into mind that in rhetoric, it is in play to attack the ethos or ethos of your opponent too. So if you're a lawyer, you may disassemble somebody else's case in order to make your case better. Make sense? Cool. So that's the three things that we have there: head, heart, and gut. Logos, pathos, and ethos. If we can bring those three together, we can win any argument, or so it's said. In order to make your message stick, you need all three of these things to be working together: logos, pathos, and ethos. So let's get drawing and come down here, and I'm going to show you why. All right, so let's get down to exactly what it is that I'm trying to show you here. So should we draw it? Fast forward. All right. So what you have here is you have your head, you have your heart, and you have your gut. Now, as we've discussed, we want our audience to be here. We want them to care about all three of those things. Why does that matter so much? Well, let me explain to you this way. Imagine, for example, you had only appealed to their head and their gut. So they intellectually believe what you're saying and they trust you, but they don't care about it. Well, this zone is, these tech-heavy presentations you've seen, or, academics, that kind of thing. They all live in this space here. You go there, you know they're smart, you trust them, it's information, but it's just too much. You brain fart out of it. Then we go to the next group here. Now you have here, in this zone, you have people that they telling you stuff and you care about it, but you don't trust them. So who are these people? Well, these people might be politicians, right? So politicians exist here because we like, if you don't trust the other team's politician, even though they're talking about a topic you care about, and they are, you care about it and it is information. You just don't trust the source. So, what's left. And then you have the final group. And the final group are people who you care about the topic and you trust them, but there's just no intellectual substance there. Who's this? Who exists here? Well, for me, these are your motivational speakers, these kind of guys. They're delicious candy. You feel great for about 5 minutes after you've listened to them and then nothing. So what do we have to be? We have to be all three of these things. We can only deliver an effective presentation if we get their head, so we give them logical information. They trust us, or at least the quality of the research we've done to get here, and they care about the topic. Usually, I start here, getting them to care about this first. Once they care about it, I then proceed here and make sure that they trust me as a source of information. And then once they care about a topic and trust me, then I go up to there. And then I start giving them logical information. If I can get this continuum correct, well, then they end up right here. So the missing link in this is the link between the three of them. People get logos right, they get pathos right, and they get ethos right. The missing link is bringing them all together, and that's what you have to do. If you want to persuade somebody, which you do, right? Because you want that promotion, you want that job, you want that sale, persuasion, heart, care, you're gonna have to trust Aristotle's 2,500 years of tried and tested formula, ethos, in order to take those three levers, head, heart, and gut, and apply them to every form of communication or persuasive communication that you're ever going to do again. Logos. You're going to do that because you want to have that unfair advantage that these three levers are giving you. So good luck. Let me know how it goes. Go persuade some people.